Well, unfortunately, we just cannot find the consistent answer in this save. Just 2 weeks ago, after that first game of the last episode, we were really excited about where we were. Now we're trying to cling on to second, having drawn at home to the team bottom of the league. And this cup semi final we start with today is our last chance of achieving glory this year. Yes, hello, and welcome along to part 45 of the head coach with me, Daniel. Having signed a new contract at Kashima Antlers, it has all now fallen apart. With the 9 injuries in the last episode, we've dropped points against bottom of the league. Our place in the top 2 is now in doubt again, and today we go away to Vissel Kobe with our star defender still injured. Hopefully we'll be able to cling on for second, as we will play Sapporo away as well. On paper, the trickiest game we've got left, but after the last episode, there's no point saying which games are tricky and not. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on today, whether we get any interest from the 4 jobs we've applied for in Europe, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. We will take a little look at the finances as well, because I know a few of you have mentioned that, and there is a big reason for it as well. But let's start by having a look at the schedule and seeing the one game we've played off camera, which was a disaster. It was Machida at home. Hainen and Tabakovic put us 1-0 and 2-1 up. And then against the bottom side in the league, we threw it away. Bergson's mistake gave away a penalty. Tabakovic missed one himself. And Riku Handa also decided to get injured again on his comeback from his previous one. So today is Vissel Kobe away. We're hoping that their injury record is as bad as ours, which it looks to be. Whether it's key players or not, I guess we'll find out when we get into it. And hopefully our boys have recovered from a game just, 4 days ago. And no winning 2 now either. We have, though, applied for a number of jobs, as you can see from the centre. Getafe and Celta Vigo struggling in the top tier in Spain. Probably not going to get them as their 3.5-star jobs. But I've also gone for second tier jobs in Germany and France, with Cannes and St. Pauli going as well. I did also apply for the one in Croatia, Rijeka, but they rejected us almost immediately. So we're going to have a quick look at the finances, because they are in a bit of a dire mess at the minute. And you've been asking the reason we're losing so much money. And it's actually quite simple. If we have a look at the loans, nothing. If we have a look at the sponsors, all looks pretty good. But where has the expenditure gone? Well, the expenditure has gone partly on extortionate player wages, a lot on tax, and also on building an awful lot of stuff. Because if we go and have a look at the club info, the club is currently building a brand new stadium. Now, I don't know why this keeps happening in FM. It seems to be a very similar thing. We've seen it so many times, because the club owns the current stadium, which is 40,728. It's building a new stadium that is only 1,000 bigger in terms of capacity, which it moves into next year. Now, no problem with it. It's probably got bigger expansion potential, whatever. But we don't sell out our current one very often. Most of the time, there's 25, 30,000 there. So why are they building a new one that's virtually the same size when they already own the other one? The stadium condition's good. It's not particularly old. It's not like it needs to be absolutely revolutionised. I don't really understand what this board's doing, and maybe it explains what's been happening in some of the recent transfer windows, but you guys are definitely right. And I can't really see, I've got to be honest with you, the reason we're losing so much money each month, because the building costs at the moment don't seem to be big. But I guess we're not making that much money from TV revenue. Our games haven't been picked a lot. We're not bringing in that much money from gate receipts. I don't know whether the tickets are cheap or whatever. But you look at the overall costs, and maybe it's covered in ground maintenance, but you look at the wages, the bonuses, the staff wages as well, they're extortionate. And it's not something we're used to seeing from our teams. So I am a little bit worried about that. And hopefully it'll be something that's addressed. Maybe we'll see if there's a change when the new stadium comes. But I just think that it's bad management of the club across the board. So let's go and get through to our first game today. Semi-final of the cup against Vissel Kobe. The 2 sides that are playing in the other semi-final, yes, is last year's champions, but is also 2 sides in the bottom half of the league at the minute. If we're ever going to win one of these big trophies in Japan, this is the opportunity. It's almost a sellout here. We're going to get through and pick our 11. And mercifully, we have got a few people fit. Wader is back from his injury and will replace the half-fit Handa. We've got Mitoma back on the right, but he's been playing really poorly. So I'm going to get Handa on the bench again, even though he's not that fit. We have also got Sakuragawa back to fitness, but again, he's not match sharp. He's not playing much, and he's wanted by Kyoto. So I'd imagine he's probably going to end up going in the next window. And then the rest of the team, we've not really got the option to rotate. We've got players who know they're settled in the 11 and aren't performing as a result. Asada's not good enough. Kostic is retiring. Hainan wants to leave. I mean, it's all a little bit of a mess at the minute, isn't it? We've gone from a position where we could have won the league 2 games ago to now fighting to stay in second and desperately hoping we can produce a cup performance. This is the 11 we've gone for as we attempt to do it. Tempted to put in a different goalkeeper because Bergson is really struggling. Iguchi is fit enough for the bench this time, and he might be the man if we're still here next year. But this is the 11 in full. It is Bergson in goal, Wader, Ademfal and Asada the back 3, Mitoma and Leader the wing backs with Hainan and Kostic in the middle, and then Araki behind Kato and Tabakovic up front, who in fairness to them, along with Suzuki on the bench, are still carrying a goal threat. So let's submit the team as we go away to Vissel Kobe. We will drop to a balanced mentality when we get into it. We've been playing attacking in a lot of the other games. But let's just see if we can produce the performance and a result when it really matters. As it's 4 changes for our host today. They've got a couple of injuries too, but they've probably got the better squad on paper. We've seen they've won the league more recently than us. They've been competitive near the top. And they have given us some pretty horrid days since we started here at Kashima. Let's see if they're about to give us another one. We did beat them in a cup a couple of years ago, didn't we? We were brilliant. And Yamaguchi, who we play on the final day of the league season as well, are 2 up at Kawasaki already. That's very interesting, but we've got to do our job, and at the moment, there's no sign of it. It's Vissel Kobe on the attack, Tono into Hiyashi, back to Ishihara, and he curls one just wide. We're under pressure early. We're not creating an awful lot, and you can see the hosts are dominant as they put another corner in. Free header brilliantly saved. Bergson's doing his bit for us now as Kostic brings it away. Force back to Asada, nothing doing. We're going to encourage the boys. It does seem to be a confidence thing too. But we're not creating anything. How can we have 2 shots on target for 0.03 expected goals? You're saying 3 out of 200 times they're going in. As Leader gets the ball again, finds Tabakovic, back to Asada. Kostic gets it left to Leader. Has become the best player at the club according to the assistant, but not producing the performances as consistently now. And Asada just not good enough in the defence here. Dali's on the ball but finds a big switch which Hainan goes up for and loses. Does work back though, not able to get possession. And Vissel Kobe away again down the left. We do work hard though. And we get back into our shape, but it's just a little bit too easy for them. We've not really got the legs or the fitness in midfield now. And we've definitely not got the defensive acumen. Asada's all over the shop here. They get to the byline, it's across the box. Keeper misses it, Ademfal misses it. Asada wasn't even there at the front post. And Goto runs away from Wade at the tap in. 1-0 Vissel Kobe. You can't argue they haven't deserved this. And we've now got a free kick at the other end and really need an immediate response because as we saw in the last game against Tokyo in the last episode, it does have the risk of getting away from us. But Haris Tabakovic makes sure it doesn't. The 2 most experienced players in this team, Tabakovic and Filip Kostic, they've not got the legs anymore, but by God, they've got the technical quality. Tabakovic great in the air, Kostic delivery superb, and against the run of play, it's 1-1. And we'll take that at the minute as we've got another corner with Kostic. Can we do it again? Tabakovic loses out this time. And look at the speed of the counter-attack. They're away. Sugioka beats 2, just breezes past people. But in the end, we do force them backwards. Better defending this time. Hashioka probably takes the wrong option there. But Matsui plays into Bong and it's back out into defence again. It's just a little bit too easy. Kawasaki goes left for Vissel Kobe. There's an overlap from Ishihara. Option down the line is Hiyashi. Wader doesn't get close. Kostic wins a tackle, but Tono's unmarked. They've always got one over. And that one was saved by the woodwork. Bergson nowhere near it. Kato will try and break away for us down the right, but where's the support? Oh, it's lovely footwork. Fair play, he held that up superbly. At half-time, we will be level. Or will we? Because Matoma's got the ball at right wing-back. I might have got overexcited again. Hainan bringing it away. Imagine we go in ahead. Kato down the right, support from Araki. Tabakovic with him, but he goes alone. Ryotaro Haraki with an awful effort. It goes miles over the bar. It's 1-1 at the break. We were better the last 20 minutes, but we looked so open at the back. And Asada, Matoma, they're just not good enough. It's as simple as. We really need new midfielders because Haynen's past his prime. And at the moment, I just want to graze our way through. I don't know how we do it. As Araki breaks down the left, can we start the half strong? Leader puts the cross in. Tabakovic up. Heads it wide. He is a threat in there with the aerial prowess. Araki's having another stinker in the number 10 role. The match momentum is firmly in Vissel Kobe's favour. But we are creating a bit on the counter now. And that gives me some sign of promise. With 25 to go, we'll see out this highlight and then make the changes. Because the match momentum is speaking for itself. That kick from Bergson didn't even reach halfway. That's embarrassing. Hiyashi gets down the left-hand side. He cuts it back to Sugioka and Kawasaki. Into Ahara. Ball across the box. It's so easy. Where's the defence? You can see in the middle, there's some knackered legs already. Yasuda and Agawa will come on in midfield. Suzuki will come on number 10. Sakaragawa's up front. I'm going 2 target men. He's got a bit of pace, Sakaragawa. Let's just go mad, see what happens. We're also going to go for Riku Handa on. I mean, Leader's struggling, but I'm not taking him off. I'm going to go for Asada. We'll switch away to the other side. This has been a dismal performance defensively. And it's the same thing that cost us in the last 2 games. We've conceded 2 goals, 3 games in a row. And all of those goals in the Arawa game, if only we'd spread them out a bit. Because here, we don't look like getting through. It'll be a trophyless season and a scrap for second unless we find something here. Isuda goes into midfield for Matoma, who's cutting in from that right. He finds Agawa. Support in the middle, and Suzuki at least makes it 3 natural strikers. He's up at the back post. Don't know why the target men aren't going for it. Leader finds him again. Suzuki! Oh, he's done it! Yuma Suzuki again. The 32 or 3-year-old now, who is declining quickly, is the worst striker at the club. He missed that stupid penalty in the last episode, but so often he's delivered when it matters. He deserves so much credit. He's on the corner now. It's up to the back post and it's away. I genuinely don't know how we're level in this game as Matoma finds Agawa. Oh, just wide. If only someone had got on the end of that. It was a teasing ball in, and now we're starting to look the more likely. Although, as I say that, Ito just breezes through our whole midfield again, and Tono gets himself in. I can't see how easily we get carved open. It's embarrassing. 3 games ago, we looked like the best team in the world. And now we can't string 3 passes together and can't make a tackle. Leader heads away at the front post. Yasuda will chase it. And with 10 minutes to go, this game is in the balance, despite the fact we've been outplayed for the vast majority of it. If we can find a winner here, I'll be bouncing off the walls, but it looks like it's going to be the other way. Vissel Kobe with a corner kick. We've got 5 minutes added on after this corner. It's into the front post. Bergson not convincing. Out to the edge. Ishimori over. We're going to encourage the boys. We're running on empty. And we're into 5 minutes added on as leader. I mean, that pass, he didn't even have the power in his legs. It just went 2 yards and dribbled to the defender. Tono will now break at him, and he's been a threat today, which is very worrying here. We're still pressing up front, but there's literally no legs in this team. They're just walking round us. We've been caught out there by Matoma. Hiyashi gets in the box, finds Ishimori. And the season is over just like that. What a pathetic effort. We've got no squad depth. We've got no fitness. It's driving me nuts. It's another one that got away. We have thrown away the league and the cup in the space of 3 games. And that's 6-1 at Arawa, 5-1, whatever the score was. Boy, it looks a long time ago now, doesn't it? What a bizarre set of results. 5-0 and 5-1 win. And then 3 without a win, including at home to bottom of the league. Oh, it's a funny old game, isn't it? Let's get through the press conference in the next week or so. I'll let you know, of course, if there's any job interviews, and if not, we'll be back for a tricky game at Sapporo where we could lose second place and our objective for the season. Well then, a job interview, this time in Germany with St. Pauli, who are struggling in the second tier at the moment, but it's a very narrow division. We could easily get in and get up to the top half if all goes well. They've got some very good players and a very large wage bill, and also a few good young players to go with the more experienced ones. Germans like John Doyle, always someone to make us smile. So we're going to get through that interview. Of course, I'll let you know if any others pop up, but as with previous episodes, I'm not going to bore you to death by going through them all, because the questions are incredibly repetitive. Well, I think maybe, on reflection, it's time this club put some respect on our name, because despite the fact we're now battling to meet the objective of finishing second, with a weakening squad with star players sold throughout the season, we are just 4 points away from their record total. We mentioned in the last episode, the season they actually won the league, they only got 70 points. The league was just really weak. And this time around, we're on course to get more than that. And if we win this game, we'll be on more. But Tokyo have just got themselves to 75, which is one of those things. They're at home to bottom of the league, or second bottom now, after their draw with us, so should pick up a result. And then Arawa are away to Shonan, and we really need them to do us a favour. At the moment, there's no sign of news when it comes to the St. Pauli job. We have been rejected for the 2 Spanish ones without interview, as expected. We're not the favourite for the one at St. Pauli. We've applied for Groningen and Cracovia again. If you remember, they were Polish champions last year, rejected us for someone else and have sacked them already. And ironically, despite being in the Europa Conference League, they're now bottom the season after winning the league. So that's a job I could quite enjoy and get my teeth sunk into. We've got the Saturday afternoon, so I'm sure a few more jobs will come up. But let's get through the rest of the day. Who are Canton FC in the Welsh Premier? I have never heard of them. They're not even in the top 2 divisions to start with. There's a story for you if you're a Welsh football fan. But let's get through to our game against Sapporo. Or will it be a job offer from St. Pauli? It's looking unlikely at this point. Well, Arawa are playing a day earlier, so we're going to find out what we'll have to do. But first, of course, we have to get an injury. Tabakovic, the informed striker, will miss the next game. But will Arawa Reds pick up a result? I almost don't want to look at the screen. Please, Shonan, do something to help us. Tokyo drew. The title race is technically still alive. Arawa Reds won 4-0 and have gone above us and started to catch the goal difference. We must win to go into second place. The club vision is now down to satisfied rather than pleased just because of that result. So this game has now become incredibly important. Could we get sacked within 2 months of signing a new contract? I wouldn't rule it out. Well, it's fitness test time, but the other message is the one I'm more worried about, because St. Pauli have rejected us for Zoran Barisic, the former Rapid VM manager. Maybe that's a job we could go for now, I don't know. If we have a look at the fitness test, we've got Tabakovic, Watanabe missing out, Handa's not fit for 90, Sakaragawa's not fit at all, and Hainan is not that fit either. Just have a quick look at the job centre, see if that Rapid VM one is there. Has it not popped up? Maybe he was sacked before and he didn't come directly from it. Could go for the France international job, that would be ambitious. Bastia has popped up in France, that looks like a 3-star job. Their key player is, yep, good enough for me. Let's go and apply for that one as well. Any opportunity we've got. Then Etienne we can't apply for at the minute, they're obviously giving the interim a go. We can only hope at this point. Most of the other ones we've been rejected for if we've applied. New York Red Bulls in the MLS. There's an opportunity for us, but they're 3.5-star. Miguel Aziz, the star player. Can we apply for that job? Yes, we can. We're going to go for it. Let's see if we can get the move. For now, though, we have to worry about this game. Bastia have turned us down immediately, and we're going to go through and face Sapporo as the race for second becomes more difficult. If we have a look at the team for today, we are Tabakovic down, so Sakaragawa not fit means Suzuki has to come in. Who's fitter are those two? He's failed a fitness test. He's just some way short of fitness, so he's in a better nick of the two. I mean, it is desperate, this situation, isn't it? We've got Handa at the back. We'll also put Toyoda on the bench because Nakamura's not that fit. And I think the rest of the squad picks itself. Araki's been in really poor form. I might even drop him for Yasuda this game. Just try and give a message that it's not good enough. Handa the same for Mitoma, who's been a bit of a joke recently. And I'm going to leave it at that. It's as close to the 11 as we can do. We're weaker without... It's ironic, isn't it? We finished the game with 2 target men up front last time. Neither of them fit for this one. So Suzuki's in there. Yasuda in number 10. Handa in right wing back. Let's see how we get on at Sapporo in what is now a must-win game to meet our objectives. Well, 5 changes for our hosts who have got a pretty decent side out, and we're going to be hoping we can produce a miracle. Let's show them why, because they are 3rd bottom of the form table, and remarkably, we're 3rd top, despite, what, I know the last 2 league games we've picked up 1 point. We can't be in that good form, surely. As we win the ball back with Rui Leader here on the left, we need a big performance today. Leader cuts in, looks for Kato. It's cleared as far as Asada, who heads it to Kostic. Now Brian Hainan, through to Yasuda. Oh, you've not missed that. He's offside anyway, but that is a stinking effort. And according to the match stats, Sapporo are dominant. We're trying to get on the front foot. I'm not sure if it's working at this point. As a damp foul, what's that? Match fixing. I'm calling match fixing. A damp foul has just deliberately passed a free kick to them in his own half. That is scandalous. Asada gets the ball out to Leader. And it's back into defence again. Bergson in goal as we try to find a way through and switch the play. Wader brings it out, but it's all a bit slow at the minute. Wader carries it forward though. It's a cracking run. Rui Handa cuts in from the right. Support on the left side from Rui Leader. He can run at the defence where he's very strong. Goes alone himself and shoots. No sign of a coherent team there, is it? Just one man goes on a solo run, tries to score. No option to play to the strikers. Very, very selfish. We have levelled up the match stats, but as we know, following Arawa's game yesterday, we must win this, or it's out of our hands now in a race for second. Not really the race we wanted to be in, but it is an important one. And now, to add to our striker woes, Matsuki Kato has picked up a wrist injury. Shouldn't affect him playing up front, really. And you can just see there's nerves everywhere. We've got no mentality or spine for the big games. That's proven every time we've played a cup semi-final, when we played the Asian Champions League final, when we've got in those title races. We've just fallen away each time. We did it even last year in the race for the continental qualification, where we bottled it on the final day. And that will be my probably lasting memory of this team when we do move on, is that they're a team of talented bottle jobs. And we look at with 20 minutes to go. It's not been a great performance. We're going to make changes, but we're limited with what we can do. I'm going to take Suzuki off for Sakuragawa and gamble it. I'm going to take Hainan off. And I'll put Araki number 10 with Yasuda a bit deeper. At right wing back, Handa comes off for Mitoma. Demphal's not had a great game, but I've got nothing to bring on. Maybe I go Agawa for Yasuda. We'll leave it at that. We have got 20 minutes to go. I'll give Kato another 10, just see if he can score a goal, because he has been the superstar up front this year. And if not, we'll bring on Matsuo through the middle, which I think we're going to have to do. I mean, look at my former club, my first club, Gifu. Inaga and Najim, 2 of the players I had there. God, they had plenty of heart and spine, didn't they? Can we nick an undeserved win here and keep ourselves in the race for second? A Dempfal, playing out from the back, finds his own teammate this time. Asada wide to Leader, finds Araki the sub. You've got a point to prove, son. What do? You wait for Watanabe to tackle you. Superb. If your best players are doing that, you're in real trouble. Because there are just no leaders in this team. There's no super professional, super determined players. We've just been done by a long ball over the top. Demphal's given away a penalty. Oh my words. We're going to VAR. I mean, we know the animation, the ball changed direction. It looked like he won it, but that means nothing in Football Manager. This will probably be given. Demphal's suggesting it's a dive. What's the referee going to do? No penalty. Wow. He's grown a spine. If only our team could do the same. It's encouraged the lads for 3 minutes of stoppage time. It's been an even game, which neither team has really done enough to win. And a 0-0 draw means that with 2 games to go, we are now 1 point behind Urawa Reds in the race for second, which is the minimum objective of our board. Could we be at risk of a sack a month or 2 after signing a contract? 10 games without a goal for Sakuragawa. I think I've been playing well. Jesus, what is wrong with you? Again, no personality, no determination. I just don't get it. How can you think you're playing well? This is a really worrying sign because now the final game of the season is going to be crucial in the battle for second. I mean, we could lose it before then, but we're going to have to come back after the 3-week break for our final 2 games of the season because we don't know now whether we're going to meet our objectives. Shonen and Yamaguchi on paper winnable games, but so were Sapporo and Mashida, and we didn't win them. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. It's going to be a tense finish. It could be a dramatic one, and we could well fail our objective for the 2nd year in a row. I'm not sure if we get away with that. For without a win, the crisis is setting in. If you enjoyed it, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know this year if you've managed a side as topsy-turvy as this. Stunning wins like the one we saw in the last episode against Urawa. And after back-to-back 5 goals, you look at this game, and we didn't look like we'd score if we played all night. If you want to stay up to date and see how the rest of the season goes, whether we meet that objective of finishing in the top 2 places, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back in a couple of days to find out the answer and of course see if we get any more job interviews or opportunities. There's a few we've applied for that haven't rejected us yet, and there's more popping up as and when we look virtually every day. There's another one we've gone and applied for. Hopefully though, you'll enjoy the return of our Southend series tomorrow. That one's up in the eye above if you've missed any of the story so far. There's also links there to the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and the recent guide to mentoring. Thank you for your incredible support with them. But a massive thank you for watching. Your support as always is appreciated. My word, we've got a lot of work to do here. 2 big games that will define our season and whether we meet our objectives again. So I'll see you next time to see how we get on.